Welcome to Four Seas One Family, where we share thoughts and opinions concerning life in Taiwan, the region, and the world. I'm your host, James Thomas, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan, and I'm so glad to have you traveling along with me on this journey. And welcome to the show. Well, it's not really a show. Just sitting here at home, my only day off, and just editing a interview I did a day ago, I think. Yeah, no, 2 days ago. I wish the video quality could be a little bit better, but it's the best I could have done. I could have done under the situation, but I try to get it out as soon as I can, maybe later on today. But you probably see the topic. I'm probably right now just ghost talking. And if any of my 500 and so viewers get to tune in and comment, that would be cool. Like the title says, you know, why do what I'm doing now here on YouTube with a stress on now, because, you know, things change and I'm located out here in Taiwan and things have changed, I guess. But, you know, I started this channel as a way of putting together the way some foreign nationals who live abroad outside their home country feel, living in their host nation, and how they adapted and how they learned from the culture and how they, because of their experience abroad, helped them to understand more about themselves, their home nation, and the nation they are being hosted in. And doing that for I started doing that, 5 years ago? It was a really tough trying to get people together to talk about their life abroad. And some of their experiences were pretty good and some not so good. But what I got out of it, and I hope they did too, was that living outside their birth nation or outside of a culture that maybe at first was just foreign to them in a way that it was just certain things, activities, habits were just, they had no way to fathom how other people live or think. But I hope it helped them learn more about themselves and others. And like I always say, also learn that people have a lot more in common than they think, because that is true. People. So that's why I started this. Coming from a background like myself, where things were not always that great. You know, nobody comes from a perfect world. No one comes from even a perfect home, even though they may put things in their minds that help them remember only the good things, which is okay. Which is, you know, it's good to think on the bright side all the, you know, sometimes. But sometimes that can be tiring sometimes if you find yourself trying to lie to yourself just to make yourself or others even feel better. But I started this so people can learn from each other, hopefully. That was very optimistic. And I tried to do it with, you know, with integrity, honesty, and ethics and things like that. But like the topic said, you know, the topic I wrote here, you know, why do I do what I'm doing now right here on YouTube? Things have changed. And the things that the direction I'm pursuing now has always been in my mind, but maybe not to the level it is now here today. Now, like I mentioned before, you know, I'm probably just here ghost talking. But people need to learn how to communicate with each other in a way that's honest. And I feel that maybe because of certain emotional value people have to their country, their culture, or a certain nation they have fallen in love with, they become less, their thinking or viewing becomes clouded. And this even includes me, okay? And, you know, you hear things out there, people talking about fake this, fake news, fake that. But look, let's be honest with ourselves. All nations, and I mean all nations, whether you're talking about mainstream media, corporate media, or even our so-called free independent media, there's a motive each and every one of them have. And we have to admit that. And if you cannot admit that, you're deceiving yourself. Just like I have a motive for what I'm doing right now. It's just, you have to yourself filter out how much integrity you have and honesty and ethics do you have. Are you doing it just for, appreciation here on YouTube? Because YouTube doesn't owe you anything. They don't owe you anything. And it's a platform that, at least where I come from, in the free world at least, you're able to have access to, you're able to share with, and you're able to criticize if you need to, but hopefully be respected. I'm lucky to be living in this type of environment, especially here in Taiwan, especially among the things that are happening in this environment. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that more later. It's also hard to try to create relationships with people, to collaborate and create content that actually promote what I'm just trying to do here. Because some people are in this rodeo for different things. I don't want to become a fear monger or person that's like to get on this microphone and just talk about their one-sided views. If you want to do that, you could do that. That's cool, but that's not what I'm here for. And the reason why is because I had the opportunity to interact with people from all over the place because of the different places I've lived over the years. I've been here in Taiwan for over 30-some years, and I've had the luck to interact here, and actually in the Asian region, not only here in Taiwan, but people who have a lot of, in some cases, historical references. And lucky enough to have been able to sit down and chat with them, not for 5 minutes, but for hours at a time in some situations. And I'm lucky that they've given me a particular, no big name, the opportunity to share my opinions and thoughts respectfully. And I think we learned something from our experiences. And that list is pretty deep. I'm just lucky. Because people do have different motives, whether it's to build up personal relationships, politics. Well, like I said, people do have a lot more in common than they think. But are they willing to sit down and find out what those commonalities are? Over the couple of months here, you see, I try on this little channel of 500 and so people who actually click that little bell button down here, to put things out in a way that shows that nobody is perfect, but not inherently evil, because I really do believe that most people are good. I know it sounds strange, but I think most people are, regardless of your culture. But we all have our certain selective, and I do say this quite often, selective amnesia, where because of cultural differences, social pressure and stuff like that, we choose to think more about one thing than the other. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves, and also sometimes others, that this is the true situation. Sometimes when we live outside of our safety zone, we discover this, that we have been thinking in our own way that protects us. And sometimes we don't even know it. We don't even know it. And when we are able to step back a little bit and think about why we choose to believe things and disbelieve others, we have a different type of focusing point that sometimes causes us to become uncomfortable with the way we are currently thinking or thought in the past, or how we currently treat others, or how others are treating us. It's hard to find people who are able to do that. A lot of people, even not only in the foreign community, every community, I guess, are more concerned with things that makes them more popular, more appealing, or more palatable to people around them. So we start to hide things about ourselves. And this is not only a cultural thing based on where I'm come from. It's all cultures. And got a little comment here. How you doing, Earl? Thank you. And this is the truth. And what I'm alluding to is, like, over the past couple of months, I've been working very hard to try to build collaboration with others that share at least some things in common with myself. And because I'm living out here, in Taiwan, there's some things that the people around me that I felt were concerned about similar things. I found that it wasn't that easy, or things were not placed that as honest as I thought it would have been. And this makes me uncomfortable even to today. Like I said, people have different reasons for being on this platform or promoting certain things. But even though I may have the same thoughts or opinions as they do, I do it in a different way. Because I don't think it's relatively transparent to some people why they say certain things they do. May be transparent to others. I've seen people here on YouTube promote certain things that affects the relationships between, and I've been focusing on this a lot, between mainland China and Taiwan. But they have to also understand that the point they are taking also may not be totally benign of neglect or absent-mindedness. I'm willing to do that, at least from the particular opinions that I take here on this platform. And it's all about being fair, but it also is about being truthful without selectively forgetting what I want to forget. And sometimes it causes me to readjust my way of thinking. And sometimes it's not damn comfortable. Sometimes when you're able to, how would you say, function through your discomfort when dealing with certain facts, you learn a lot. Now, I don't produce a lot of content as much as I would like to. It's not because I can't. It's just because the things that I say, I want to make sure that I know what the hell I'm talking about. So I don't spend a lot of time talking off the top of my head like I'm doing right now. I take time and make sure I have, as someone says, have enough receipts to answer questions to me. I mean, past couple of months, I've been getting quite a bit of email from the Black Exodus episode I did a couple of months ago. And I've been attacked, but I really do appreciate people's opinions. If they took the time to leave a note to me or to say I don't have my opinions or my facts straight, I thank them for replying. And then I say, okay, well, this is my point of view. This is why. And here are my receipts. Where are yours? And thank you for stopping by. Why not? I should thank them for stopping by. They took the time out of their day to communicate with me. Because this is, I guess, why I'm doing it. And it's hard. But I found out that I was able, in quite a few instances, to open up some dialogue with people. And then things calmed down and we were able to communicate. Regardless, we respected each other, but we were able to communicate. I'm that kind of communicator. But I see that not everyone is. Even those are people that I choose to or hope to collaborate with one day. If you hammer in a nail too hard into a piece of wood and keep hammering, what happens? You just hammer in a hole. you just keep hammering the hole, and there's only so much hammering you can do, and you can never pull that nail out. That means you can never, maybe not even allow yourself to change your opinions, and that's selfishness. And I see that happening currently, especially when I see those people, like especially foreign nationals that are across the straits from here, getting so deep up in their local investment over there that they're unable to see that not everything they are saying or seeing is rosy perfect. Same for my side, but I'm willing to admit that, but they aren't. And it's sad. I've been engaging in certain conversation on Clubhouse, and it's even worse. It's even more toxic because, like there's a saying says that people ain't going to punch you in the face. They can't see you on something like Clubhouse, but here people see you if you dare show your face, or you're inclined to. So this is something that's been bothering me, and caused me to think why am I doing what I'm doing now. And I stress the term now because as people develop in their life, I guess how would you say, they adjust their opinions or maybe change totally. And that's what's my case. I had to adjust. Because I think right now, the current situation where I'm living at now, a place that I really do appreciate, and people should be placed more out there in the public. Not necessarily to push a political way of thinking, but to push things out there that people are more important than all this other rhetoric. And the sad thing is I am seeing things going a little bit overboard. But I do believe that what I'm promoting here in all aspects is the most positive. And that is just breaking down the walls that were built because of selfishness, refusal to think objectively about different points of views, and not lying to yourself. And I'm seeing, at least in my case, in this current situation, a lot of foreign nationals are lying to themselves, are unable to see. Now, I've done a lot, over 30-something years of historical studies about this region. In my case, I know more about this region than I know about my own African-American history, which is quite embarrassing sometimes, or even comical. And I've just found out that quite a few people, foreign nationals especially, that I've known especially out here, they do not have that deep of an understanding, or they're not unable to gain that kind of understanding. It's hard to consistently always push that out, especially if you are a so-called YouTube presenter or content creator, whatever. And the two people that are listening to me live probably know that. Ghost talking, this is called, right? It is important that, especially when we're out here on the internet, when we are dealing with, in my situation, people who cherish freedom. What I mean freedom, I mean nothing is perfect, but the ability to say things respectfully about oneself and others without being attacked. This is something that needs to be cherished. And I think, especially those that I'm currently speaking to or having interactions with, may have a problem with accepting or seeing. So this is kind of tough. And I just want to, just put out a little note out there on why I'm doing what I'm doing. The Chinese term, 高处不胜寒, in a way that when you're at a certain pinnacle and you look down, you sometimes, well, I shouldn't say look down, but you look upon the vast area and feel misunderstood. It can be quite frustrating. And that's the point. That's where I'm at now. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I think it is important. And I've seen, and I am still seeing, that because I'm not the type of presenter that just takes only one side, it has caused me to be attacked or even canceled from both sides. And is a little wrenching. But I'm going to continue to create things that have some kind of value or evergreen value. That's most important to me. That may not be perfect today, but will have some value, as something that can be used as comparisons of the way people may think or feel, at least in this current time, but may have value in the future. You see a lot of things that, especially if it's based on historical references, that may have been good at that particular time or bad at that particular time, but it still has some references that you can use today. I see it all the time. And because I'm one of the very few people from where I come from that have a background in, at least historically, and also personally living out here, I'm quite fortunate. And I just hope to use what I know, or maybe hopefully in the future we'll present or even share some of the things I've acquired with contact with people over here or people abroad who like to promote the same way of thinking, which is quite positive, right? I just hope it's quite positive. So I think I'll back off here and let my 15, 20 minutes of dialogue calm down a little bit, because this has not been scheduled ahead of time. I was just here trying to edit something together that hopefully people can find some commonalities with, or something like that. Well, I just want to say that, and thank you guys for taking the time out of your day. I will not leave this up on this platform too long. Just keep it up here for a couple of hours, then post another video up, and see what's going on. Yeah, Earl, things out here, are going okay. A little tough. We're getting off our going down to stage 2 virus awareness, which is cool. Things here have picked up. We getting 3 to 6 virus cases here a day, which is cool. Vaccines are getting out here. We have a little long line though. We got a long line though, but people here getting vaccinated, people wearing masks, following rules. We still, when we go into locations, a store, we still have to, hold up our phone to these QR codes, and the reports to a little central information collection platform. Then we get notified every day if anyone in that area has been affected and stuff like that, which is cool. And people here, they're working together pretty well. You have very few people that may be, in a situation where they don't want to wear a mask or follow certain rules, but people here have been keeping, following measures to maintain social distancing. People are washing their hands minimum of 20 times a day, and in some cases, people even wear masks in home near their families. And people here they're not dropping their guards, which is cool. and not many complaints. So, this is the thing that bothers me even back home, where people, they saying that, their rights are being taken away. But there's a problem with having selfish rights. It's like when children are playing with toys. This is mine. I don't want to share with you. Or you're not allowed to do that. But things are picking up here, and as far as that, but we still get the planes from the next door's neighbors flying in the region that causes people to have the hairs on the back of their neck stand. Believe me. But hopefully things get better, because like I said, people have a lot more in common than they think. And sometimes the things that they have in common are not always good. And I just hope that we're able to see that, like I just said, every mass media outlet, government outlet, your CGTNs and your CNNs and CNBCs and your Foxes, even your independent media outlets, they all have their own goals to achieve. And those goals sometimes cross over, interact, or even clash. I just hope people are able to see through that. But I think in most situations, the honest truth is, no way. Boato. No, but I think I should think a little bit more positive, right? Well, like I said, my 15, 20 minutes of fame should be up right now, but I just wanted to jump in there. I just wish that when I say that people have a lot more in common than they think, I need to find people with more mutual commonalities, at least in a positive way. My ghost talking is over now. Hey, Earl, thanks a lot for coming in, and I'm saying hi. I didn't, it's late where you are. I didn't expect anyone to jump in here, but this is a way of encouraging myself, I guess. Look, take care. Yeah, you stay safe and healthy too, man. Let me put you up there. That's right. Be safe, stay healthy, and keep me aware on what's going on in stateside, okay? Yeah, 12:30. Ooh, 12:30 a.m. Okay. Go to bed, man. Go to bed. Get some rest. Get some rest. I really appreciate you, responding to my stream notification. And thanks a lot for also, Earl, for sticking around with me here. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, man. Okay, Earl and others who may be listening to this a couple hours later, thanks a lot. And if any questions, just leave a note down below. I will remove this after a couple of hours. And yeah, you're right. You're right, Earl. Earl wrote down here, peace, not problem. Yeah, that's what we need. And also selfishness. We need to minimize that. And hopefully, if we say things, and it may not be, nobody's perfect. If we maybe say something today, we might have to be willing to, if it's wrong, we later learn it, to admit it. But I'm seeing it's hard for some people to do. It's hard for some people to do. Okay, I'm going to back down. Thanks a lot, Earl, for stopping by. And if you're watching this at a later time, thanks for tuning in and listening to my rant. And hope I didn't bore you too much. And those who are in overseas and under crazy situations, try to think on a positive side, but also do things and keep yourself honest, and others too. Take care, everybody, and 保重，再见，peace。